lastplayerstanding.com's open tournament number 1.
Their inaugural
their inaugural tournament. That's right. Go ahead and check them out at lastplayerstanding.com. This is actually a tournament for 500 Canadian dollars. So, I mean, what a way to kind of kick things off with a bang. I mean, if you are a StarCraft player wanting to get into the tournament scene, go sign up. They've got their Open Tournament 2 coming up here. I think signups are still available for that, but I'm not 100% sure, but definitely go check it out. But anyway, let's move right into the game. We've got Avriku, who needs to kind of pull things together if he's going to win. That was a hard sentence. But he's going up against Odyssey, spawning in close air positions up at the 12 o'clock in the blue on Metalopolis. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think we're going to see out of these two players this game?
Honestly, if Odyssey just went with the same build he went with last time, I think he'd be pretty safe.
Yeah.
He can just play safe, scout his opponent, and not take any risks.
I think that's absolutely right. And, you know, here's the interesting thing that Odyssey did. He actually sent out his second Overlord towards his opponent, and wait a second. This Overlord is green, and Odyssey is blue.
There's some green drones as well.
There's some green drones. Odyssey taking multiple colors here. One and
he's got
green extractor going up for Odyssey, who is actually green. Let's see what we've got over here. We've got some yellow drones
and
some
red
versus
drones. Green and...
I have never actually seen this happen before. These replays are awesome. Of course, this is being casted from replays. Last Player Standing decided they wanted it done from replays just to prevent the possibility of stream cheating, which is perfectly fine. I mean, that is a worry, and when your new website's starting out, you want your tournaments to be legit.
Yeah.
And Entropy, they are quite legit. Multiple colors ensures that this will be especially confusing for us to cast.
2-on-2 on one base.
So yeah, green drones and blue drones working together. What a wonderful world we live in.
Yeah.
And that green spawning pool going down for our blue Zerg Odyssey, or our green Zerg Odyssey with the blue hatchery. And a yellow hatchery going down for our red Zerg player, Avriku. So things are going quite well. The green Overlord passes over the red and yellow Zerg base. And yeah, things are going quite well. Spawning pool has come up for Avriku, so both players going for, well, not similar builds at all, actually. I mean, that was hatch first for Avriku, so very bold move.
Yeah.
Odyssey will scout it right away, though. And what's the response going to be? I would assume it's probably just going to be a bunch of speedlings. Yeah, he is getting speed right now. And Avriku might be in big trouble. I mean, he's going to probably want to follow this up with a Roach Warren. He's getting his gas right now, but yeah, I think if you're going to do that hatch first, probably getting those Roaches and trying to just play really defensively would be the best, you know, answer to this situation.
Well, yeah, he needs to know exactly what the common pressures are or responses are to his opening, because it is one where the opponent does need to play correctly, otherwise you just get such a huge advantage, it's really hard to come back.
That's right.
And just to annoy us, knowing that they do have two colors in each of their arsenals, they're going to go Ling on Ling.
Yes, yellow Lings being chased by green Lings, brought to you by the red and blue Zerg players. And these green Lings, the Lings for Odyssey rather, are going to go after the hatchery for Avriku right now. Those drones are multicolored and they are multi-talented too. They can mine and fight at the same time. One of those drones even holding minerals. And right now Avriku having to play really defensive with his drones. Actually not the worst engagements ever. Doing a pretty good job holding off these initial few Lings.
Yeah, it was just 4 Lings, so he would have been fine even just with the drones. But he does have some Lings now, and if he decides to use them, he'll be in a great spot.
Decent surround there, but a couple Lings do squeeze out. And look at this. I like this a lot. Odyssey getting his first hatch as well. So he's going to be in pretty good shape. He's saying, all right, if you're going to go ahead and get a hatchery, I'm going to go ahead and get one too. That's kind of the two responses you can see to that teching up. We were watching a replay just a little bit ago, where it's a PVZ, and the Protoss player just kept taking bases, and instead of getting aggressive, the Zerg player was basically just saying, all right, well, if you're going to get that many bases, I'm going to go ahead and get a lot too. And so eventually you get that kind of big late game build up. But it looks like there will be some aggression from Odyssey. Zerglings coming in. It is the colors of the rainbow here in this fight right now, but it doesn't look like Odyssey has quite enough Zerglings with that Queen joining in as well.
Yeah, the speed really helping Avriku out quite a bit since he got that quite a bit earlier than his opponent.
Absolutely. Baneling Nest going down for Odyssey, and a Roach Warren up for Avriku right now.
Yeah, right now, Odyssey, or Avriku should be in a good spot, because he'll have the Roaches versus the Baneling Zergling, but he does run in here, and he's going to get quite a few drone kills here. And
yeah,
he doesn't have that many drones to spare.
Not a whole lot. I mean, if we look at the income tab, it's 16 to 17, so neither player really has a whole lot of drones. Looks like both players wanting to get pretty aggressive, which is kind of surprising considering they both got early hatcheries. But, I mean, it all depends on what they felt was the right decision to make in the game at that time. More Zerglings coming in. Banelings being morphed in for Odyssey as well. Avriku does see them, though, so
yeah, he's got to pull back
to prepare.
Right away, get his queens in position, maybe move his drones up to his main.
Run!
And here come the Banelings.
Oh, that was not
going
good
for the
at
drones.
all. And one drone does go down.
Okay.
Wow, a little bit of a drone dodge there. 2 more Banelings giving themselves to a rub up against that queen right there. The queen down to just 12 hit points. And the question is, can Avriku produce enough roaches right now?
He's going to get the queen.
Now?
Bam.
He does.
Yeah, and runs in, scouts around, attacks the queen just for fun. The drones don't like that. Yellow and red joining forces again. And he finally does have roaches out now, so he'll be a lot more stable versus the Zergling Baneling aggression. But this is a bunch of Zerglings.
Yeah, this is easily going to be enough to chase back these drones and roaches. He just can't fight next to that spine crawler. Okay, yeah, he is pulling away. Odyssey didn't have any way to really do any damage there. And so, yeah, I mean, Avriku a little bit on the ropes right now. Is Odyssey still droning up? No, not really. He has a couple drones, but mostly just producing lings. Odyssey now actually producing a round of 6 drones, so he is kind of slowly getting some over time. But
yeah, and that'll help him out a lot because his opponent is just going with Zerglings.
Yep.
And just doesn't like economy very much at all right now in the game.
No, he hates economy. Alright, so a Baneling nest going up for Avriku as well. Here come the Lings again, but yeah, he's going to need to wait and be a little bit more patient here. Avriku's too well defended. He's got a Spine Crawler in a great position at this point to hold off those Zerglings.
And we do see Avriku droning up a little bit. He just made 4 drones, so he is beginning to realize that... I don't know if he thought he could kill his opponent right then. Oh, but he is running in and doing a lot of damage.
Oh,
and
no, the
Bane was not
Speedlings
blocked.
They get into the main, and that is actually going to be very, very dangerous for Avriku. Actually getting those drones away. I don't know what the Zerglings were doing, just not really deciding to attack.
Yeah.
Deciding to take the route of passivity for the moment.
And he's running these drones around. That's a lot of lost mining time as they run back and forth between the natural and the main. And if he doesn't remake these drones, he's going to fall way, way behind.
He's already way, way behind. 32 to 14, man. It's going to be nearly impossible. Roachworm finishing for Odyssey. Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know, I think Avriku is in a pretty bad spot right now. He's holding off the aggression now, but it's just kind of simple math, you know? There's going to be a time where Odyssey is going to be able to use that increased income to just produce enough units that Avriku just can't hold it off anymore.
Yeah, well, his big problem is that a yellow base has sprung up around his red hatchery.
That's right.
And he just can't let that happen.
That's right. I mean, it looks like the Wonka factory on Metalopolis here.
Yeah.
Got all the candy colors of the rainbow.
I really feel like Avriku is playing better than he did last game, like quite a bit better. He's playing a lot safer, and I feel like he's making the better, he's playing for the long game. Whereas Odyssey was just, trying to kill him for a long time and not making any drones, just making Zerglings, thinking he could keep getting a bigger and bigger advantage and kill his opponent.
Yeah. Now, no evolution chamber for either player. That's a little bit surprising, actually, considering the now that Odyssey is going for roaches. You'd think he'd want to get one. He seemed to like to get one really early last game. But still just kind of concentrating on making a lot of roaches, I guess.
Yeah, they both went really early Evos last game, and now neither of them are.
Yeah. So 39 to 24, Avriku is taking opportunity to kind of drone up a little bit. More Banelings being morphed in for Odyssey.
And he does have the roaches now.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's got a lot more roaches. 15 to 7. That really shows you that. And yeah, Banelings getting used on roaches. That doesn't help you too much.
But he's getting a lot of the roaches with those 4 for each. But yeah, he's pushing in with the Zerglings and the roaches and getting good damage in on his roaches and maybe the spine is going to go down.
Uh-oh. Yeah, the spine crawler does go down, and that is going to be about it. More Speedlings coming in to reinforce. This army is going to be killed very, very quickly. And yeah, I think Avriku is on his way to losing Game 2, and Odyssey is going to get a 2-0 to the semifinals, I think. Yeah, GG. GRG.
Gurg.
Gurg. That's the sound I make when I lose in the ZVZ. I'm like, Gurg. GRG. So that is going to be it for Avriku versus Odyssey. And Odyssey taking a quick 2-0 and moving on to the semifinals. And those will be cast tomorrow, actually. We're